Angel of Light Angelica. Without a doubt, one of the most controversial heroes since Carrot. With a high pick rate across the board in World Arena matches and Arena defenses, her very release shook the core of what it meant to play the game.
Remove the mitigation, the mitigation. I'm controlling it.
This unit is busted.
For both sides. Like, it's great for defensive players and it's also good for Cleave.
Get S3 again! Etymbical Scepter! Suck it! You will never move!
With a third skill which removes 2 buffs, followed by a silence and unbuffable debuff, she can almost fully ensure that the entire team's first rotation goes out the door. While the first impressions from players may have been the standard Cleave is dead due to the nature of her very skills, very few players predicted the potential she'd carry into matches outside of Cleave. But what are the factors which makes her so strong? Is it just her skill set? Is it the timing of her release countering certain popular heroes? Or is her strength temporary as players are still in the process of adapting?
First of all, she's an opener that counters other openers. She's really great versus the best damage dealers in the current meta, and besides that, she makes the entire enemy team lose their first turn. She's also a Moonlight hero, which means there's no 50-50s. She's also a book holder, which means you can draft her and plan ahead into abusing strong soul burns like Estene, Pavel, etc. And if you build her fast enough, and if their opponent teams has some AoEs, she can potentially control 2 units at a time. That's how fast and how crazy she cycles. She punishes AoE with her AoE cleanse and combat readiness push, and also provides you skill nullifier. So she's an offensive unit that's also defensive. So basically she counters a big variety of heroes, and also when you play against an Angie, you never know what kind of build she'll have. You can build her super fast with a lot of effectiveness. You might be facing Angelicas on the slower side, but are able to control your 250 plus FRES unit. Also, something that I've discovered is that Angelica plus Maid Chloe drafts are really hard to deal with, because Maid Chloe deals with Angelica's weaknesses and Angelica deals with Maid Chloe's weaknesses.
While the situation may seem critical, it does appear that players have figured out some potential means of playing against Angel of Light Angelica. And while in the present to some, there doesn't seem to be too much hope, could there be a future where she gets phased out similar to the timeline of Carrots?
She does have some weaknesses. First of all, she's a unit that provides 0 damage to your team. She's also weak to units like Politis and Stene because both her skills are non-attack skills. And her S2, your opponent can force you to proc your S2, you can't control it, and then Selene and Politis punish you. There's one big problem with that, is that those 2 units are generally not very good and they are easy to play around and or counter. She's also very weak to sustaining bruisers, such as Spectre Tenebria and Apocalypse Ravid. These are units, besides being silenced, can just power through the Angelica team. She's also somewhat weak to Lilius. Yes, Lilius might be back on the meta, because first of all, Lilius can 15% the silence and thus cleanse, and if the 15% doesn't happen, she has a very strong S1 where she forces dual attack. So if you draft Lilius with like 2-3 damage dealers, Lilius can very effectively counter Angelica. She's also countered by the Stene Maid Chloe Soul Burn combo, where Angelica goes, silences your entire team, Maid Chloe just soul burns out of the silence and presses S3 to cleanse everything. But there's one problem with that. There's a new upcoming unit that will punish souls, which is Belian. So as I think Maid Chloe plus Stene do counter Angelica, I also believe that in the near future, Angelica plus Belian will counter Maid plus Stene, which means that Angelica will potentially have even less counters. I do believe with the current unit pool, Angelica is really hard to fight against, and I think we potentially might need the release not of just 1 unit, but 2 units to deal with this Angelica.
Thank you guys for tuning in to today's Hero Dive. If you guys want to see more Hero Dives in the future, let us know in the comments below. Make sure to do the usual, like, subscribe, follow, ring the notification bell, you guys know the drill. Until next time, this has been your newspaper boy and noob bringing you the hottest of news.